What up, you guys? Slim here at Team Purple Panda, here to do another deck discussion. This one was requested to me by Like Bernie. Big shout out to him. He's included me in some of his bulletins, and he puts me in his sub box. So big shout out to him. You guys, please go check him out. He sent me an interesting deck request today. We're gonna talk about worms. Um, Worms have only appeared like once in North America at one of the YCSs. I believe it was at. I believe it was Orlando, Florida. They top 16 or something like that, or top 8. I don't remember. People are wondering, like exactly what are they, and how do they run, and what is their strategy, and are they good? Are they going to be good, next format? I have a couple worm cards myself. I don't have the full deck, but I did some research. Excuse me, I did some research on them to see, what they do and stuff. So I'm basically going to break it down. So they're these worm monsters that they all have a letter from the alphabet, so there's like 26 of them, and they go A through Z, and some of them run. Most of the decks run Worm Carteros. If people don't know what Worm Carteros does, Worm Carteros is a flip effect. They're all reptiles, so that's something good to know if you're running. They're all light reptiles. This one is basically a Rhoda. It flips, and you add level 4 or lower Worm Monster from your deck to your hand, so that's really cool. Then there's Worm Yagan, whatever it is. It's saying if you control a worm, I believe you say Hex, X. It's literally XEX, you guys. It's really weird. I'd call it Worm Sex, but I mean, I don't think that's right. And literally, this card is, if it's flipped face up, you can return a card to like your opponent's hand, I think. And then there's there's those monsters. Then there's Worm, Sex, Hex, whatever you want to call it itself. And this one, when it's normal summon, it's basically a Foolish Burial. It's 1800, so it's a beater. So you normal summon it, send a worm. You send a worm monster. You can send a reptile worm from your deck to your graveyard. If you have Yagan on the field, this card can't be destroyed by battle. That's pretty cool. So apparently they work off each other and support each other in the game. They also run a big guy called Worm King, which I actually have. I didn't even know I had. I literally just found it. It says you contribute, summon it by getting rid of a worm. You contribute a worm monster you control. You control to destroy a card on the field. Yeah, destroy a card on the field. So basically, it just pops stuff. It's like a big descendant. What's really cool about Worm King, though, is that it works really well with a card that I reviewed a while ago called W Nebula Meteorite, if people remember that card. It was basically where you would flip all monsters face down, flip them face up, and like for each light one, you draw a card, I believe. You draw a card for each, and then you could special summon one level 7 or higher reptile from your deck. So basically, it was a free way to get Worm King out, 2700 beater, really cool. And that's what that did. And then also the deck runs with Offering to the Snake Deity, if people don't know what that is. Really simple cards, pretty old too. You destroy a reptile monster, and then you get to destroy 2 cards your opponent controls. It's basically like a better Icarus attack. It's really cool. It works really nicely, I think. In the deck. I can see where the deck has potential. You just have to understand it. So basically, Worm Zex Hex X is your Foolish Burial. Worm Carteros is your Rhoda. Worm Yagan can prevent Worm Zex from being destroyed. And Worm Yagan, they were saying as they go up the alphabet, they basically, they get stronger and they get more text and stuff. But Worm Yagan is basically a compulse in a monster form. So they all have really cool effects. They all rely on flipping, so they appear face down, come face up, and their effects trigger. And that's basically how they run. They have the ability to synchro with the different levels they have. They don't really special summon, so the deck included 3-potted duality for obvious reasons. My honest opinion of them is, I haven't encountered them yet, so I really don't know what to think. Do I think they're good? I guess it would be my honest answer. I don't know how good the deck is because I've never used it. If anyone's ever used it, leave me feedback down below. Let me know what you guys think of worms. Do they work or not? They have a lot of support cards in the deck, so I don't see why they don't, have a chance. Next format, I know for sure there's no way they're going to get hit. They're not popular enough. Barely anyone even knows what they are. So I think they do have a fighting chance next format if given, if given enough attention and if the right person pilots the deck. Like I say in almost everything, it all depends on the person that's piloting the deck because that makes a big difference of how it's played and if the main strategies are going to be discovered and unleashed or not. So that's honestly all I can say about worms, you guys. They rely on a lot of flip effects. They add cards to your hand, take cards away from your opponent, lock your opponent down where they can't destroy worms decks. It's your beater, 1800. Worm King when it comes out through W Nebula Meteorite, 2700 beater. Basically, you tribute a worm, pop a card on the field. Really cool in my opinion. There's really not much more to say though, you guys. I've done what I can with worms. I'd probably try them in the future if they're still good or if they do have a chance to let you guys know what I think. But if anyone runs a deck, please leave me feedback. Let me know what you guys think if the deck works or not. What are the main monsters of the deck? What's the main strategy? And just stuff like that. So that's all I got to say, you guys. Once again, big shout out to Bernie. Please check out his channel. Really cool guy. Sub to him, sub to me. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Leave me feedback below. What you think of worms, personal opinions. Please continue to rate, comment, subscribe, and thumb things up. And thank you for watching.